What is up, guys? It's your boy running out of vault space, Cacus, and today, do you guys like loot? How about a ton of loot? How about a ton of brand new loot just introduced into Destiny 2 within Season of the Wish? You do? Well then boy do I have the video for you, because it turns out the brand new activity, the Coil, also introduced into the game within Season of the Wish, is absolutely absurd when it comes to rewarding a ton of brand new loot if you do it right. Because as you can see, if you can achieve a platinum rating while completing the entire activity, instead of just a bunch of chests spawning in this room, a portal actually appears, which unlocks a new hidden room filled with chests, which contain a massive amount of new loot, red borders, important resources, everything you could ever ask for. So, in this video, we're going to be going over how to get this secret loot room every single time, and the things you can do to make your run through of the Coil as easy and fast as possible. And so, let's get started. Now, first things first, guys, you will need to achieve enough points to get that platinum rating. The lowest we were able to achieve while still reaching platinum was around 140,000 points. Now, keep in mind, that also means you will have to run through the entire activity essentially like 4 different times. You're going to have to go through 4 different pathways. Now, this can take a while. On average, it would take us about 40 minutes. However, as you can see for this run here that we also got a platinum rating for, we got it down to around 30 minutes. Now, that does seem like a long time, and it is for a singular activity, but think about it. You are getting so much loot. Every single time you go through a pathway, you get a reward chest. And at the end, again, there's like 5 chests to choose from. And also in the 3rd and 4th pathway chests, you can actually make a choice whether you want specifically a weapon drop or an armor drop, so you have agency over your rewards. And so even though it takes 40 and for some people like 50 or even more minutes, compared to running as many strikes as you can within that time, or running as many Riven's layers within that amount of time, the loot is still absurdly balanced towards the Coil, right? So, the first thing that you absolutely need to do, I cannot stress how important this is when it comes to achieving a platinum rating, is that you have to unlock that very first secret chest. So, in that first transversal area where you're going to get either the poison clouds, or you're going to get pervading darkness where you need to cleanse, or you're going to get the area where all the different traps are present. No matter which one you get, you want to double back, no, triple back, to make sure that you get every single jug and shoot them and collect the different shards that pop out for those points. Because if you can get every single jug in that first area, and I would also recommend if you can unlock the 3 platforms which unlock that final portal, those give you just a few extra points. You can also make up some points from killing the different enemies. They can drop shards as well, especially pay attention to any yellow bar enemies. They can drop the red shards, which are 500 points. But if you collect everything, you should be able to unlock that very first secret chest room. Now, why is this so important? Well, as you can see right here, all of these secret chest rooms are going to contain 2 chests, actually. One is good. It's going to give you a guaranteed Dreaming City weapon and often another piece of seasonal loot. And the other one is actually a false chest. Don't get too close or spikes will come out and potentially kill you. But also, as you can clearly see, the room is filled with more jugs. And so this creates a massive snowball effect, guys. Imagine missing this first chest room. Well, now you're down 5 jugs, worth of points. You're down thousands of points, and you're gonna have to make those points up when it comes to getting to the second chest room. And God forbid you miss that second chest room and you're just gonna fall further and further behind. Whereas if you do get this first chest room, again, it gives you so many jugs within it that it gives you a huge leg up with unlocking the second chest room. That's going to be way easier. And then you unlock the third with the points from the jugs within, and then the fourth, and it snowballs massively. In fact, the snowball is so pronounced that it will actually pop up on the corner of your screen when you've unlocked a chest through a certain pathway, and it'll say like a pathway 2, chest 2 unlocked. And you're going to be at the area where chest 1 is. So you're going to get so many points from these chest rooms that it's going to unlock chests for areas you haven't even got to yet. But again, it all hinges on getting this first chest room unlocked. But there's actually one more way to get a leg up in terms of points, and that is to kill a glass collector. So every time you go through a portal, pay attention on your screen, it might randomly pop up that a glass collector has spawned, as you can see. You need to absolutely book it forward, because the second these guys spawn, they're going to be running to get out of this area. So just run forward as fast as you can, look for the glowing enemy. As you can see, I found him right here, and I get close enough, I kill this guy, and he spawns a ton of shards. Like, I just got 20,000 points from killing that guy. Again, that is going to give you a huge advantage towards getting platinum. Now, aside from that, guys, importantly, we can do some things to make this whole activity so much easier, because by the time you're at the 4th pathway, guys, you're going to be at a 20 light disadvantage. Every single pathway is 5 more light towards the enemies, so they're going to hit harder and be harder to kill. However, a huge tip here is when you first start the encounter, you're actually going to get enough of these fused glass fragments from this initial chest to buy a singular upgrade from the tier 1 dragon's gift. Now, the one that you really want to be using is class ability accelerant, where class abilities recharge 300% faster. And why you want this one is because you can abuse the crap out of this. There's many different builds where a 300% faster class ability is just beyond broken. Example number 1, if you're a hunter, you have invisibility dodge, and now you have it 3 times more often. You're going to be able to, go invisible and get the enemies that you want to get. For example, enemies that drop the craniums, you're going to be able to get all the reses you want. It's going to be absurdly powerful. But I think even more so on the Titan, you have, well, first of all, if you're using the Loreley Splendor, I actually tried it with this. It's absurd. It's going to automatically drop a sunspot when you get critically wounded, but you need to have a fully charged class ability. Well, with this, you never don't have a fully charged class ability. But even more powerful than that, guys, what is really going to start to abuse this is the Strand Titan with the Dranger's Lash aspect. That is going to shoot out a suspending burst, and if you have the exotic legs, you can shoot out 3 suspending bursts, and you will have essentially infinitely recharging class abilities, especially if you put on Rally Barricade that charges the fastest once you get this tier 1 upgrade. You can just suspend every single big yellow bar you see. It is very, very powerful, but I think the class that is going to abuse this the most is just the Warlock. Imagine 300% faster healing rifts. Like, you are going to be able to have constant healing for yourself and your team. It's just ridiculous. Now, apart from that, guys, I think you should skip tier 2 and save up right until tier 3 when you can get this upgrade here. Super Accelerant, where super abilities recharge 200% faster. 200% more Gathering Storms, Tethers, 200% more Berserker Strand Titans, and importantly, guys, what really is going to make your farming experience easier, 200% more Well of Radiances. So, if you have a Warlock that has a Well of Radiance plus Phoenix Protocol as an exotic chest piece so that their wells recharge faster, combined with Super Accelerant, it's over. Like, you are going to get so many wells every single boss you fight, every single encounter. You're going to be popping 3, 4, 5 wells. It is just ridiculous. In fact, it's so powerful, you could even make the argument that you skip the tier 1 bonus and just shoot straight for Super Accelerant. However, again, like, 300% more healing rifts is also so ridiculous. I don't think you could go wrong with any of that. But that is going to make your farming experience way easier. Now keep in mind guys, there's actually a seasonal upgrade that will add more options when it comes to Dragon's Gifts. So as you can see right here in tier 2, you now have lethal class recharge where a final blow has the chance to give you a huge amount of class ability energy, which is actually pretty decent. And then in tier 3, you have suppressed void damage. Dealing void damage has a moderate chance to apply the suppressed debuff to targets. That's great if you're running void, but I don't think these are good enough to change the equation of, the tier 1 class ability one and then save up for tier 3 super recharge. But guys, another big tip when it comes to farming this is pay attention to the overcharge modifiers. Right now we have overcharged trace rifles and swords, so those are going to be doing 25% more damage, especially swords. Like those can output a ton of DPS. We just got through using swords to absolutely crank Crota in the last raid, right? So definitely running something like, the Berserker Titan with Banner of War and then using swords that are going to be juiced. That is a great idea. Now, keep in mind, guys, that you can actually pick your own overcharged weapons via the seasonal artifact. As you can see here, all those different weapons in the first column, if you unlock those perks, like if you get unstoppable hand cannons, for example, you can see it says that these weapons will always be overcharged in activities that have overcharged weapons. So if you're using, a certain primary, if you're using an auto rifle, a pulse rifle, whatever, anything that appears in this list within your seasonal artifact, make sure to unlock that perk to give that weapon 25% more damage, right? Like that's actually a pretty big deal. And so guys, there you have it. 100% use these tips, hop into the coil and farm. You're gonna get so much loot, it's crazy. In any event guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.